What's up, guys? This is IS Gaming here, bringing you a Gimmick Puppet deck profile. I've played this deck at locals a couple times, and I have topped, and it is a very fun deck to play, very easy, almost anybody could play it. Well, let's get to it. For the main deck, we run 2 Gimmick Puppet Gear Changers. This card's really useful because what it does is it allows you to target one of your Gimmick Puppet monsters, and it gains that level. So, like, if you had a level 8 out Gimmick Puppet monster, you could target it with this card, and it becomes level 8 itself, too. Then we play 1 Humpty Dumpty. This card's really useful in the deck because it allows you to special summon another Gimmick Puppet monster from your hand when it's normal or special summoned. Then we play 1 Gimmick Puppet Egghead. This card's really nice because it allows you to pitch a Gimmick Puppet monster to either make it become level 8 or inflict 800 damage, so you can get that cowboy burn if you need to. And here's a card I play that's a lot different than a lot of people. I play 2 copies of Gimmick Puppet Destroy. What Destroy does is when it comes onto the field, you can destroy 1 Gimmick Puppet monster on the field. It can be on your side or your opponent's side. But when this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 or 2 Gimmick Puppet monsters from your hand. So this card allows you to go into some really good plays that you wouldn't normally be able to go into. But people still think it's not a very good card. I disagree. Then I run 3 copies of Gimmick Puppet Scissor Arms. This card's really nice because it allows you to take Gimmick Puppet monsters out of your deck and throw them into the graveyard. Then I run 3 copies of Gimmick Puppet Magnet Doll. This card's really nice because if you control a Gimmick Puppet monster and your opponent controls monsters, then you can special summon this card. Really nice to get your rank 8 plays out. If you have more than 1 in your hand and you have a Gimmick Puppet monster on the field, it's just crazy. Then we'll go to the star of the Gimmick Puppets. 3 copies of Gimmick Puppet Dreary Doll. Now this girl is a really good card because what she allows you to do is once she's in the graveyard, you can banish another Gimmick Puppet monster from your graveyard to special summon her from the graveyard. You might only be able to use it once, but it's really nice. The only downside is it can only be used towards the Xyz summon of a Gimmick Puppet monster, but pretty much all of your extra deck is Gimmick Puppet monsters for the most part, so that doesn't really matter. Then we won 1 copy of Gimmick Puppet Shadow Feeler. This card I don't really like, but I think that it's just really useful at some points in time because whenever you take battle damage from a direct attack, if this card's in your graveyard, you can take another 1,000 and special summon it in attack position. Not a very good effect, but it's really nice with Destroy because it's another level 8 and you only have 6 without him. So I mean, it's a really nice card to run. Moving on to the non-Gimmick Puppet monsters, we run 3 copies of Machina Fortress. This card's really nice because it allows you to pitch cards from your hand to get this out on the field. It has to be machine-type monsters, and they have to equal a total level of 8. So what you can do is if you have one of the level 4s, you can pitch this and one of the level 4s and special summon it. Or you can also send your Drury Dolls to the graveyard. Then we run 1 Dark Arm Dragon. This card comes out so much you have no idea. 1 Gearspring Spirit. It's one of the only level 8s I run that isn't a Gimmick Puppet monster in the deck. This card you can special summon from your hand by having only machine type monsters in your graveyard. And you can target 1 monster your opponent controls and its attack becomes 0 until the end phase. So you use Gearspring's effect, overlay for something way strong, and then just attack in on your opponent. Then we run this baby right here, 3 Mystic Tomatoes. As you can see, I only have 1 secret rare. I'd prefer to get 2 more though. This card allows you to let it get destroyed and special summon your Dreary Dolls or whatever you need at the particular point in time, because most of this deck is level 8 or lower. Well, moving on to the spells, we run 3 copies of Junk Puppet. What this card allows you to do is it allows you to target 1 Gimmick Puppet monster in the graveyard and then special summon it, but you can only activate that once per turn. It's a really useful card when you need to get your level 8 plays going. 3 copies of Machine Duplication. What bothers me is one of these is not rare, but this card allows you to target a monster with the attack of 500 or less and special summon as many copies as you can from the deck. It's a really nice card to run in this deck because once you get your Drury Doll out, you just machine dupe and you pretty much got free extra deck for days. Then I run 3 copies of MST. It's MST, that's why I run it. 3 copies of Rank Up. I can't remember how to pronounce it. Rank Up Magic Agent Chaos Force. It's kind of hard to read the card name, and I don't necessarily know the name very well of that card, but you can rank up into a Chaos monster, and then when a rank 5 or higher monster is Xyz summoned, you can take that card from your graveyard and add it back to the hand. Sorry about that little pause I had a minute though, because I just could not read the name of the card for the life of me. But moving on, we run 1 Dark Hole, 1 Foolish Burial, 1 Allure of Darkness, 1 Infernal Reckless Summon. Now, I want to bump this up to 2, but I'm kind of afraid to do so because it is a good card, but it also has a negative side where your opponent also gets to special summon a monster of their choice. So I'm still kind of debating whether or not to do that. Then I run 1 Rank Up Magic Quick Chaos. This just allows you to go into a Chaos monster that's 1 rank higher. It's just really useful. And then I run 1 Limiter Removal because 90% of the monsters in this deck are machine-type monsters. Well, moving on to the extra deck, we run 1 copy of Gimmick Puppet Giant Grinder. This card is good in almost every deck. It requires 2 level 8s, and during your main phase 1, you can deattach an Xyz material and target 1 special summon monster your opponent controls. Destroy it. If it was an Xyz monster, inflict damage to your opponent equal to its original attack. You can do this twice during your main phase 1, so it's really nice if your opponent went for like a Silent Arc twice, because you do 2100 twice, so you take about half of their health away already. Then I run 3 copies of Gimmick Puppet of Strings. This is your boss card of the deck. This card allows you to place string counters when you deattach, and at the end of your opponent's main phase, or end phase, you destroy the monsters with the string counters and inflict 500 damage for each one. Well, generally you'll rank up into the Chaos version of this, and it causes crazy combos, but we'll get to that later. Then I run 1 Heliopolis to allow you to just pop stuff if you need to. 2 copies of Coach King Giant Trainer. This card has actually won me a lot of games, you have no idea. You can deattach an Xyz material, draw a card, and reveal it. If it was a monster, inflict 800 damage to your opponent. You might not be able to conduct your battle phase, but it's really nice because you can do that 3 times a turn. It says thrice per turn on the card, which is also kind of funny. Then I run Chaos Monsters. I run 1 Coach Lord Ultima Trainer. This card is just as good as Giant Trainer, except you can only do it once per turn. The exact same effects Giant Trainer has, but also it cannot be targeted by card effects. So that's also really useful when you need to have it. 1 copy of Giant Hunter. This card was called Serial Killer in the OCG, which I thought was pretty awesome. It does the exact same thing as Giant Grinder, except you target 1 card instead of monster, and if it was a monster, you can inflict damage equal to its original attack. 2 copies, sorry, I used to run 3, of Puppet of Dark Strings. This card makes your Gimmick Puppet of Strings a boss monster by destroying all the monsters with string counters. You draw a card and inflict damage to your opponent equal to the highest original attack among those destroyed monsters. So yeah, that was a mouthful, but this card's really nice, 3300 attack. It's just a really easy card to get out with the rank ups. It is a crazy card to get in combos. And the 1 rank 10 monster I run, because I'm also missing cards like Felgrand out of this deck. Felgrand, any other rank 8 that would matter right now, you could run in this deck. I just don't have Felgrand in this particular build. But the rank 10 monster I run is Dyson Sphere. This card is crazy. If you don't know what it is, you should look it up, because this card's effect is a mile long on the text line, so I'm not going to read it. But yeah, this is my deck profile, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I got 1 subscriber now. I'm pretty happy. Thank you for subscribing. And anybody that subscribes or anybody that watches this video, please comment on what you want to see next, and I'll let you know if I can do that or not. I'm going to be getting my money pretty soon, so I'll be able to actually build some more decks. Just let me know what you want in the comments section. Please like, favorite, subscribe. And this is IS Gaming signing out.